Hey, we'll give it a little bit longer for some people to join. Good to see you guys. This is going to be really exciting, and you're going to have information that most agents don't have. So this is going to be really exciting. So we'll just give it another minute or two. I know a lot of people join right at the last minute, and then I'm ready to take some notes for sure. And then next week, it's very likely that we will not have a Tuesday call, just FYI, because a lot of us are going to be in Las Vegas if you're going to that conference, the Keller Williams Family Reunion. So I'll send out some reminders, just FYI. We won't have that. You're welcome to come on the link and work. It won't be live streamed, but I'll put a note out. So do that. So I know it's 4 p.m. and so we'll probably have some more people. I want to check if Tony's on here. And then this is being live streamed as well. And then we have, I think, probably 150 people that watch it after as well. So this is, what's that?
I am here.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you're kind of a big deal. And not a lot of, I don't know, when you go around you, when I first was around you, you're so humble and you're on CNBC, you're like celebrity, you're on Bravo TV, and you have your company. I mean, there's just significant things that you've done. And so if you want to give a little bit of your bio,
sure.
Kind of a big deal, and you don't talk about it. You're humble.
Do you want to give it a minute or two, or start now?
We can start now. Yeah, it's live streamed. Yeah, we're live streaming right now. So there's a lot of people that watch from the Facebook group too.
Yeah, no worries. Well, thank you for having me, Tyler. It's been awesome to see what you've built within this ADHD community and group, and even outside of, to other brands. And I was honored to speak with you last year at Family Reunion on that panel. And now this year, we're going to be speaking again together, which is going to be great. So just awesome what you've done. And obviously, a lot of people love what you've done and love being a part of this network. So a little background on me for everybody who doesn't know me. I got in the business 26 years ago. I was 12 years old. We'll just say that. But I've been in the business for 26 years and got in the business first as a mortgage broker. Didn't come from money, didn't come from wealth at all. I was just a door-to-door sales guy for AT&T, and I walked into a mortgage company to sell them cell phones, and they offered me a job. So that was the beginning of my real estate career. Fast forward a few years, I made my first million at the age of 26 in 2004. Fast forward a few more years, by 2007, at the age of 30, I now own my own mortgage company. We have mortgage offices all over the Southern California area, and had everything that you could want. This business completely changed my life, changed my family's life. Had toys, houses, multifamily, boats, you name it. It provided everything for me and my family. Fast forward 9 months from the end of 07, and I lose everything. And when I say everything, I lost everything in the crash of 08, 09, closed all of our mortgage offices, laid off everybody. I mean, it just lost my houses, foreclosures, repossession of cars, boats, went through a divorce, just everything just came at me at the same time. Mom's diagnosed with cancer. My 3-year-old son at the time, Christopher's diagnosed with autism. Everything came crashing down. And so by October or September of 09, I lost my passion for lending. And as the great Mo Anderson, Gary's partner of the whole company, always says, approaching your business every day with no passion for it is useless. And so because I lost my passion for the lending side, I switched to the sales side. I became an agent, and I started integrating things, being techie and very well versed when it came to online I started implementing things with social media, SEO on Google that no one was doing back then. And still 90% of agents don't do correctly, even still to this day. But I took a completely different approach to it, and I just blew up. My business blew up within 3 months. I was already getting multi-million-dollar deals, doing things online that, as I said, no one was doing, video marketing when no one was doing it. And that led to being Rookie of the Year in 2010. At the time, I was with Coldwell Banker. I was the National Rookie of the Year, started speaking, started becoming a national speaker for CB, then Realogy, which is now called Anywhere. They own Sotheby's, CB, Century 21, ERA. So they started putting me on the stages of all the other brands. And then made in 2011, it did about 120 million in volume, and 80% coming from online presence, social media marketing, video marketing, YouTube. That led to writing the first book, The Social Agent, in 2012. KW started calling me, then went to KW, became a franchise owner, started buying multiple franchises. Book became a bestseller. Then I became a coach. Then fast forward a few more years, wrote the second book, The Social Agent 2.0. And for the last few years, am mostly just known as a national speaker in all topics. But a lot of the big topics that I get asked the most are anything that has to do with tech, prop tech, database, breaking into the luxury market, mastering the luxury market, crypto, blockchain, AI, social media. Those are the big topics. But then also just my story. I gave you the 6-minute version, but it's usually about a 45-minute opening, motivational and inspirational. I left a lot out.
You gotta stop achieving, and then your bio won't be so long.
Yeah, so that's my background. There's the bio.
Thank you for being here. Like, I mean, I imagine your speaker fee is insane, and you're doing this for free. So thank you. And then if you're going to Vegas,
wait, free?
Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it after. If you're going to Vegas, he's actually the ADHD Advantage. We shifted up what we're doing. So we're gonna have Jay Papas on first, interviewing for 20 minutes about his ADHD, and then Tony and I are co-presenting on a really cool. I'll share it this week, but yeah. So anyways, I don't want to take any more time. I'm just, yeah, you're super humble and you've done significant things. And with crypto, right? Like, some people think it's a scam. There's, all kinds of things around that, and there's some really big stuff that people don't understand about it. And that's why I'm just so excited for today. So I'm not going to hijack where you're going to take things.
So I'm going to attempt to get through the slides. My crypto and blockchain for real estate is about 16 hours of curriculum. So I'm just doing a very short, condensed version for all of you right now. A little bit of basic, but for the most part, you'll definitely get a lot out of it. So hold on one second while I don't any of you make fun of my tabs.
We all have them. I have tons of tabs all the time too. So we'll feel you're at home here.
That's my ADHD kicking in, because those are all tabs that I have to look at every day. So instead of logging in and logging out, I just keep them all on there. All right.
Are you leaving time for questions at the end?
And now you guys get to see, yeah, questions, you said?
At the end, right? Like 10 minutes, or what are you thinking? Just
whatever you guys want. Just okay. Cut me off whenever you're ready. Does everybody see my slides?
Yeah.
Okay. Now you all get to see me put my glasses on too, which nobody ever gets to see when I speak. All right. So first, for those that want to stay connected with me after today, a good place to start. This is my personal Instagram, Tony_Giordano. And then from there, we can stay connected and we can find each other on all the other portals. But this is just a good place to start. Tony_Giordano is my Instagram account. Or if you want to post something or screenshot, that you're on this Zoom today and post it as a story, I always tell my audiences, if you tag me in a story, Tony_Giordano, I will reshare your story to my 1 million followers as well. And now people will know who you are. That's just a QR code. I always show this just to not confuse people. So the opulent agency, which you'll hear me talk about when I speak and you'll see things online, I'm not talking about it today, but I always just don't want to confuse people. The opulent agency is a company I founded 10 years ago that does a wide variety of services for luxury real estate, including blockchain management when people are buying property using crypto, but it also does athlete and entertainment services for celebrities, and then luxury real estate advertising. And the reason I show it is it is not a brokerage. It is not a team underneath a brokerage. It's a completely separate company, and it does a wide variety of services so that you're not confused, like what's the opulent agency when you're researching me. This was the book, The Social Agent 2.0. If you have a secondary device and can scan it, it'll take you to the Amazon place if you want to get a copy. If you don't have the ability to scan it because you're on one device, you can just go on Amazon and search The Social Agent 2.0 and you'll see it right there. Okay, so how did I get into this space? It's a kind of a funny story. In 2013, 12 years ago, in 2013, I'm speaking at a conference, a big tech conference in Palo Alto, California. And I'm speaking on real estate tech, and there's somebody else speaking on insurance tech and financial tech, and I'm the real estate tech person. And after I'm done going into social media and video marketing and all that stuff, this guy comes up to me afterwards and he goes, that was fantastic. He goes, I'm a financial manager and wealth manager, and I have a lot of clients that make millions of dollars. And I'm going to totally use some of the things you taught today to build my business using social media and video. He goes, but because you're a techie, he goes, do you mind if I take a minute to ask you, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency like Bitcoin on the blockchain? And do you think in the future, somebody will actually be able to buy a house using cryptocurrency or blockchain, in order to acquire the property and use it as their form of payment? And I said, well, that's, it's a really good question. Being early 2013, I said, I think it's, it might be too early to tell, but, there could be regulation, there could be liability once it starts, but the common sense aspect is anything that millions and millions and millions of human beings embrace as some new form of value or process or payment or anything, it won't just find its way into real estate, it'll find its way into everything. People probably be able to buy cars using cryptocurrency. And he immediately was like, wow, this is amazing. He goes, first of all, you're the first real estate agent who even knew what I was talking about. And second, you actually think it's possible. And I said, again, it might be too early to tell, but I can't stress it enough. Anything globally that millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people embrace, it'll find its way into anything. And he goes, well, awesome. Here's my card because I have clients that are making millions investing in Bitcoin, and they don't know where it's going because back then it was way more volatile, right? It was new. And they said, and they want to park their profits into something more stable like real estate. And so I would love to refer them to you when that starts to happen. And I said, great. He walked away. I went into another room at the conference. I grabbed my phone out. I went into Google, and what do you all think I Googled? What the heck is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain? That's right. I had no clue what this guy was talking about, but that's a different topic. That's a different presentation, and that's the art of sales and language of sales and the ability to control conversation. All I heard is he had clients that are making millions and wanting to buy real estate. So I'm going to just pretend I know what he's talking about and go around it. He could have asked me the exact same question And my answer would have been the same if he had asked me, do you think in the future somebody will be able to buy marshmallows or somebody will be able to buy a house using marshmallows as their form of payment? Well, I think it might be too early to tell. There could be some regulation, maybe some liability, but common sense is anything that tens and tens of millions of people embrace as some new form of value or payment or process, it'll find its way into anything. Heck, people might be able to buy cars using marshmallows as their form of payment. Right? Same answer. Control the conversation. So I immediately started researching it and I became fascinated. This is January 2013. I started watching hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos and learning what cryptocurrency is and the birth of digital currency and why it's here to stay and why it's not going anywhere and what is cryptocurrency, what is a Bitcoin, what is the blockchain, why do I need it, why is it going to change the world for the better? And while everybody throughout 2013, 2014 don't even know what it is yet, I'm trying to tell people what it is and they're like, huh? By the end of 2013 and 2014, I'm an expert. I know the mining process. I know why it's going to change the world. I know everything about it. I started investing in it where Bitcoins were $1,000 and all these different cryptos. And I saw the volatility, but I also just have common sense. And it goes back to what we were saying, millions of people embracing it as a global equal value and use. And so in 2016, he came calling, the guy from the conference, and he said, hey, I have a client that wants to buy like 5 million in real estate using Bitcoin. Do you have anybody? So I started calling people that I knew that were kind of savvy with it, that also owned real estate. And one of my clients said, yeah, I take Bitcoin for my house. And so he bought the property for 4.8 million using Bitcoin. And the seller accepted the Bitcoin. It was just asset trade for an asset trade. Money was wired to escrow in dollars for the closing costs and commissions and stuff, because obviously, you know, everybody is getting paid with US dollar, but they never converted. They just traded the asset for the asset. And when that happened, you know, it caught CNBC's attention because I was officially, there's a few out there that say they are, but I'm not, or they're not, and CNBC can confirm it. But I was the first real estate agent in the United States to do a true transaction where there was no US dollar conversion and the seller accepted Bitcoin and the buyer used Bitcoin. They didn't convert it to US dollar and then buy the house traditionally. And so I started getting interviewed and really just learning, you know, what it was. So going back to when I was doing my research, I can get complicated. You know, explaining a Bitcoin to you in the mining process on the slide that you see right now, trust me, I can get advanced, but we don't have enough time for that today. So I'm going to go basic. As you can see on the screen, this is a famous picture. It's a famous screenshot of a video of a movie, and it's The Matrix out in the late 90s when the first one came out. And this was the scene where he could see the numbers of the Matrix, the digital world, and those are the men after him at the end of the hallway. If you Google, what does the internet look like? What does the digital world look like? You will see a picture very similar to this, and it's this. The digital world is just numbers. The universe is just numbers. And just like God, or whatever you believe, science or anything, just like physical Earth was created, and humans figured out how to mine this physical Earth for precious gems, metals, stones, whatever it might be, and use those things that we found deep in canyons and rivers and mountains as a currency of value, gold, silver, diamonds, right? Well, God also created the digital Earth. Every single device you guys are on, every single thing that runs and is technology was created by the same person. And it's all powered by what? Electromagnetic waves that are powered off of the sun that give everything power here on Earth. Radio frequencies, when the radio was invented. Imagine going back 20 years before the radio was invented and trying to tell human beings what the radio was. Yeah, you can listen to things through the air. They would have thought you were crazy. Well, that's where we're at with Bitcoin, because people just don't understand it, right? And so radio waves, everything is powering our devices, the digital world of numbers. And we, once again, as humans, have figured out a way to mine that digital universe, that digital world, just like we mined it when we created the radio. We have figured out how to mine the digital world and find these astronomically long numbers with certain characteristics and figured out how to mine it out and call it a Bitcoin and have a rare amount of it to where we can give it a value at the end of the day. Now, going back to gold, right? And physical earth, right? And we use gold. I hear all the time, people are like, well, Tony, yeah, but I can touch gold. Like I can own gold, right? And it's a global value. It's equal amount of value, no matter where it is in the world. Everybody considers it, $2,000 an ounce. And everybody embraces it as the same. Starting to sound familiar? But here's the difference. You can't own gold. You can own gold recreationally, but the government took your gold away in the 1930s and told you it was now illegal to own your gold when it was $2 an ounce. And now they own it all at $2,100 an ounce or whatever it is today. They gave you a piece of paper in the 30s called the Federal Reserve Note, which is glorified IOU. And they said this paper, this ledger, also starting to sound familiar? This ledger represents gold that you own at the bank. And then fast forward 60 years, 70 years, 35 trillion in US dollar debt. Our money does not. It is not backed by gold. You are not allowed to own the gold. And the only value the paper in your pocket has is the superpower government behind it saying, don't worry, we're trying to figure it out. But there's no value to it besides words. You want to talk about Bitcoin not having value? The money in your pocket has no value behind just from words at the end of the day. And so when we think about value, who gives gold its value? Who gives silver its value? Who gives any metal that can be used as a currency value, or diamonds or rock, humans? We give it its value. And we give one certain more value than other ones because of how rare they are, the process of mining it, how hard it is to find, its strength, its functionality, its widespread acceptance of value, its use. Well, we did the same thing for this. Who gives Bitcoin its value? Who's giving Ethereum their value? Who's giving cryptocurrency the value that it has? Humans. Once again, because of its use, its widespread acceptance, its value. Well, Tony, I keep hearing for the last 10 years, cryptocurrency and Bitcoin are used for money laundering and terrorism. Yeah, because the US dollar has never been used for money laundering or terrorism. But see here, that's the thing that people do. Like, when we don't understand something and we're not taking the time to research it ourselves, we just believe in whatever we hear. Or Tony, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of the largest bank in the world, JP Morgan, here in the United States, he bashes Bitcoin, says it's stupid. He believes in crypto, but he says Bitcoin is stupid. Yeah. And if you research it, guess what happens to Bitcoin when he talks like that? The price drops. And guess who buys 1 billion of Bitcoin the next day when the price dropped after he says that? JP Morgan, UK, the United Kingdom, JP Morgan, same company. They want to own it all because of the wealth that they know it's going to create, just like they wanted to own all the gold and took it away from you in the 30s. Just like BlackRock and Blackstone, the conglomerate companies that want to own over half of all single-family resident homes in the United States, so that they can rent them back to blue collar, and the wealthy in the next 5 to 7 years will be the only ones that can actually buy a house. This is the world we live in. But Bitcoin is a global monetary system. Bitcoin is changing everything, and that is as basic as I can get. So first things first, for people that haven't even started, how do I even start? Where do I even go? The Coinbase app. The Coinbase app in your phones is just where your digital money lies. It's like Coinbase would be like the Wells Fargo of digital currency. Crypto.com would be another big bank like Bank of America, but they're the digital currency banks. And you just go through the steps, create an account, verify your identity, connect your bank account with the app for when you are ready to invest. And once you've created the app, you've created your profile, you can go into the app. You'll see your portfolio as you invest or trade, but you're able to just start buying. And a lot of people think that they have to buy a Bitcoin. You don't have to buy one Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of 1% of a Bitcoin for $50 or $100. But it gives you an opportunity to start understanding, like, from the investment side. But we're not getting into trading and investing in it today. I'm just kind of giving you guys a background. But Coinbase is a big one. They've been around the longest. They make it extremely easy. Their fees are a little high for when you're trading compared to other ones. I would say crypto.com is another great one that has come out to make it really easy and easy to use. So, I mean, I have both along with a few others, but this is where, your digital currency lies. But when I caught CNBC's attention and I started really doing it at a high level, I ended up representing so many more people throughout 2017, 2018, buying property using cryptocurrency. A lot of them would buy luxury real estate or commercial property. And once again, the seller would have to accept that because they didn't want to convert. Now, when somebody tells me that they want to buy a house using Bitcoin, my first question to them is why? Why on earth would you trade an asset that is going to go up 50 times more than real estate in the next few decades? Why? So now what has happened over the course of the last few years is these big, huge funds and private portfolio banks are now giving people loans against their Bitcoin asset so they don't have to use their Bitcoin and they can just buy a house traditionally, or your crypto is converted from, let's just say Ethereum, and you use the Ethereum crypto to then go and it converts to USDC, the stable coin, which is the dollar cryptocurrency. The United States dollar has its own crypto. It's always $1 value. It doesn't go up or down. And buy the house that way. But so much has evolved from when I first did it. And now you just have companies all over the place that can help people. And so that's why I launched that division of my company, because I get probably a phone call a day of some random agent somewhere in the United States saying, hey, I heard you're the guy. I have a client saying he wants to buy a house, but he wants to use crypto as his form of payment. I don't know anything about it, but I told him, like, there's companies out there that can do it. And then we help the process with all of our different affiliations of companies that make it possible. And I'm going to show you a couple of them right now. So at the end of the day, we now know it's widespread, and it's not going anywhere. It continues to be on the news. It continues to be used everywhere in the world. You now have huge things happening out there where, like, retirement funds and states in the United States are investing in it. And again, we go back to the whales. Who are the whales that own Bitcoin? And there's so many out there, but Bitcoin is like the yellow gold. Ethereum would be like silver, right? So Bitcoin is gold, and it's rare, and it only has so much of a supply. But it's funny because you hear these things being bashed, or the media behind it. The United States, I believe now, is number 9, the 9th largest owner of Bitcoin. 9 or 10. Like, who are the biggest whales of Bitcoin who own Bitcoin? The United States is in that top 15 list, along with people that might surprise you. And of course, very basic, going back to what I didn't share, is how is it created? In order to stand cryptocurrency, you have to understand the blockchain. The blockchain is the most advanced technology on planet Earth. Blockchain technology has been around for over 20 years. We all know that cryptography has been around thousands of years. Cryptic messages, cryptography. Well, cryptography and the blockchain exist together, and an anonymous person or man or woman or group, whoever, nobody knows, named Satoshi, was the creator of the Bitcoin that lives on blockchain. And then there's other people that we know who the creators of Ethereum was, and Ripple and Litecoin and Chainlink and Solana and all those, but no one knows who the original person is that created the Bitcoin, but he is the number one, or she is the number one whale, owns the most of it. That being said, so going to, one company that I want all of you to join today, and I'm going to give you a special link that takes you directly to it, where you're actually going to get some free crypto. It's locked out for, I think, like a year before you could sell it. But first, let me explain what this company does. Propy has been around for years as mostly a prop tech dashboard that helped transaction managers, manage the deal, and just really great technology, made life simple for people and mega teams that do a lot of business for managing our transactions and processes. But then about, I'd say 2017, 2016, they really wanted to go to the next level with blockchain and actually recording transactions onto the blockchain for extra security, because it is the most secure technology out there, as we were talking about. So Propy does a bunch of different things. They also are the only company that does a crypto certification course for real estate agents to get certified as a crypto agent. And that's a really great course. I think it costs like $499. I've taught the course many times for Propy. And they do title and escrow in certain states, but not getting into that right now. I think it's Florida, Arizona, and Colorado. They offer title and escrow services. But their main thing is where we're going. This is what a transaction looks like before Propy. These are all the different people that are involved in real estate transactions. They're all in bed together. There's fees, there's costs, and then it all goes down to a recorded deed of trust with a notary public seal at your local county filing cabinets as the 100% security for the deed to your home. This is with Propy and blockchain. Everything is powered by AI. It's already starting. And in the next probably 2 or 3 years, the entire real estate industry, all data input, it will be recorded onto the blockchain. Example of what we mean, let's go back 20 years ago. When you did a file and you closed your transaction, where did your client's file go? It went into a filing cabinet. And then about 10 years ago, your real estate offices started giving you guys what after a closing? A CD-ROM saying, hey, here's the transaction. And then 5 years ago, everything started getting recorded into dashboards of all the big national brands, you know, KW's Command, Compasses, Coldwell Bankers, where you didn't have the CD anymore. It's all laid out in systems like Glide and all the different things that are out there. Well, in the next couple of years, our entire industry will be recorded on the blockchain. That's where it'll hold all data input for everything outside of crypto. The blockchain is so advanced that it has started of just where companies are storing their data and governments are storing their data. But what Proppy did at that point is they said, we need to record the deed of trust onto the blockchain. And that is the future of where we're going in our industry. Is think of an NFT, a non-fungible token. An NFT can represent things of the same value or it can represent things of different value. The NFT is just a security measure recorded onto the blockchain. The deed of trust will be an NFT in the future. The NFT recorded on the blockchain will be the new modern day deed of trust of proof of the ownership of your house. And that's already happening. So in Florida, a few years ago, the first ever physical house was sold and recorded as an NFT onto the blockchain through Proppy. And what that means is I bought the property using crypto, some type of a conversion, whatever it might be. Proppy handled the transaction. And at recording, I got the keys to my physical house and my deed of trust and NFT were recorded on the blockchain for proof of ownership. And because we still do deeds of trust, then of course I have a deed of trust at the county as well. This person who bought the property in Florida has their deed of trust, because until the county governments get onto the blockchain and start recording all their data, we still need both measures. But nothing is more secure than me knowing that I have an NFT recorded on the blockchain that represents my house, in case we've all heard there's insurance out there for people who can steal deeds of trust with a notary public and have literally stolen people's homes and the deed, because it's just such an unsecure measure. And remember, this has been for thousands of years. You know, if anybody watches those shows from the medieval times and Game of Thrones and Vikings and stuff like that, what was proof of ownership? It was a piece of paper with a seal and a signature rolled up as your proof of deed, and anybody could steal that, anybody could forge. We haven't come very far from that. Now we finally are. So let me exit out of this really quick and show you something. I want to give you a little bit better clarity on it. This is a good thing to look at. So crypto versus fiat. Crypto is digital currency based on cryptography and blockchain technology. Fiat is government issued currency. So the dollar is United States government's currency. Control of the two. Crypto is decentralized, governed by majority rules on the blockchain. Fiat, centralized, under the control of central authorities. Nature of the two. Crypto is global, borderless, easier, faster, cheaper for worldwide transactions. Nature of fiat, local, country specific. You have to convert and pay exchange rates for worldwide transactions. Validity of the two. Peer-to-peer, no bank needed. Transactions are automatically checked by the blockchain. Fiat, intermediaries, a third party is needed to check your transactions, which are banks. So that's always a helpful one I like to show. So going back to now, what I want you all to do is I want you to take advantage of creating an account with Proppy. You're not paying for anything. You're not spending any money. They're just going to give you some free tokens. And because we have a QR code, one second, I'm going to go into, I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm just switching screens. So that I can put the link in the chat in case you can't copy it with the QR code.
We'll send it out too when we send the recap.
Yeah, no worries. So let me go back into here. Share. Okay. So scan the QR code. Oh, I told you I'd put it in the chat and I didn't. Just click that link in the chat that I just put. And what it's going to do is, now I can't. Okay. What it's going to do, it's going to take you to a page like this on your phones or whatever device you're on, and you're going to fill out your information. You're going to create a password. You're going to create account. You're going to verify your phone number. Then it'll walk you through different things like, hey, do you want to start with one of these things? My client's selling, my client's buying, offer is signed. You can just click, don't show me this again, or X out of there. You don't have to pick one of those things. You want to verify your email. And once you've created your account and you verified your email, it'll even ask you for your NRDS number, your National Association of Realtors number, and your license number. Once you've done all of that through the steps that I just showed you, you'll go into the little hamburger menu, like in the property account, the little menu symbol, and you're going to scroll all the way down to My Pro Balance. And after you've created an account, usually within a few minutes, a couple hours, you'll see that property funded your property account with, I think it's like a couple hundred coins. They have it's their own crypto. So property trades their own crypto on Coinbase. You can actually buy. I own a ton of it. Not because of this. I own a ton of it because it's going to go up, my opinion. And so right now they're at $1, I think, or it's at 97 cents a token. So it's a couple $100 that they're giving you. But again, it's locked out for a period of time. You can't sell it right away. But you can also do things in the app where you can earn more tokens, or you just go into Coinbase and you can buy the token, which is called the Pro. The ticker for the property crypto token on Coinbase is PRO. There's another one called Props. It's not their company. Propy, PROPY. If you search on Coinbase, you'll see that the ticker says PRO. And that is their Pro token where you can watch it and see. I mean, it's been as high as $6, and it's been as low as 10 cents. It seems to stabilize around $1. And then when there's a crypto bull run, it goes through the roof and you can sell it and stuff like that. If you're buying it on Coinbase. So I just wanted to, the main reason I showed you guys this is because now what you're going to start doing is after you create your property account, you're going to start receiving emails from them. And the emails are great emails. They give you tips. They'll offer free webinars and really just showing you how our industry is changing. And they are in the front of our industry going onto the blockchain. And I would say that, a lot of people just haven't been taking the time to learn this world because of the bad media, because it can get complicated, but it's not. Remember, it goes back to common sense. The world has decided. The world has embraced it. This is not just something in the United States. A Bitcoin has the same value anywhere in the world, in any other country. And it's not just me saying it. Watch the news, follow things like, crypto-related Instagram channels like Bitcoin's Instagram channel. Propy right here is propy.inc. This is their social media channel on Instagram. And you'll just start learning. And the reason I always say that this is so important to start learning and taking seriously is it's only a matter of time before the call comes. All of you, the call's coming. Somebody is going to call you and say, hey, I was referred to you by a friend. I told her I was looking for an agent who understands crypto and like how to buy property using my crypto or use it as my earnest money deposit, and what escrow companies allow you to use crypto as verification of assets, and banks out there. And do you know how to do that? Your friend wasn't sure if you did. She just said you're a great agent. That call's coming. And your answer is not going to be, no, I don't know really anything about that, because you are giving up a commission. So the more you learn it, the more you can now ask the right questions. Well, what cryptocurrency are you thinking of using to buy a property? Bitcoin. Why would you want to get rid of that asset? But yes, I know the process. Let me call my friend Tony with the Opulent Agency, who help people do this. I can still act as your agent, and they have all of the companies that allow you to do this easily and convert and things like that. All I want you to do is not say no, because it's the people who are saying no or not taking them seriously that are losing out on a client. And knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stress that enough. And if you were in this business 30 years ago and you were a rookie, you hadn't closed a deal, and your whole entire goal was you want to break into higher end clientele. First of all, what news would you watch every morning? CNBC, Bloomberg. You're not watching, Channel 9 news at 2:00 in the afternoon with the high-speed pursuit police chase on the freeway. That's not knowledge, right? You're watching money news, business news, housing news, so that you can have better conversations with people who are wealthy and business savvy. What neighborhoods would you knock if you're trying to get higher end clients? You going to knock the barrio? Or are you going to knock that gated community or that nice community of nice homes? So that's what we would do if we're going after. Well, guess who are very crypto savvy? The wealthy, the very wealthy. Bob and Sally in Little Rock, Arkansas, who dabbled $1,000 towards a Bitcoin, they are not who made it a $1 trillion global system. Some of the most intelligent, wealthiest people understand it. They know it's not going anywhere. Look at our new president. We're not getting into politics, but look at all of the things on the way that they're using it, embracing it, understand where it's going. It's going to be the death of all currencies. It's going to be the death of big brother banks with their hands in the cookie jar. It's decentralized. There's no way to control it. And now too many people are behind it. So when I say knowledge is power, my knowledge of crypto, just what I shared today, you are going to be at a barbecue soon, and you're going to hear somebody say something about Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto, blockchain. And now you get into that conversation. Now you get to sit there and say, oh yeah, what are your thoughts, and blah, 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 and carry on conversation. And these people happen to be business savvy, intelligent, and wealthy people. And, oh, how did you get into it? Oh, I'm in real estate, but people buy using crypto or Bitcoin and, record their deeds on the blockchain and stuff like that. Our whole industry is going there. Like, oh, wow. Like, well, I would never use my Bitcoin to buy a house, but I do need to buy a house. And now you just get a traditional client because you're able to get into conversations you wouldn't have been able to get into before. That's what we're talking about here. Whether you invest in it, trade it, own some, don't own any, whether you ever even do a transaction with property where somebody's using crypto, knowledge is going to get you into conversations that leads to what? Conversations lead to converting people to clients. Popular keywords in digital currency that you should just all start to research and watch YouTube videos: cryptocurrency, blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, all the different cryptos that are out there. Altcoins. What's an altcoin? What's a token? What's a stable coin? What's a exchange, crypto exchange, centralized exchange, decentralized exchange? What's a wallet? What's a nano ledger? What are smart contracts? What are NFTs? What's tokenization? What's decentralized finance, nicknamed DeFi? What's the metaverse? What's Web3? These are all important keywords for you guys to start learning and understanding. And as I would say, since all of you I know on this call or who are listening, click that link in the chat and created your account and verified your account, I recommend eventually when you do have the budget, if you don't right now, take their crypto certification course that will even teach you a lot more. So there's my fast crash course in crypto and blockchain and real estate, and hope you enjoyed it.
That's amazing. That was so cool. Thank you so much. And I didn't expect you to go almost like metaphysical, like to connect it to the numbers and the environment. And, that is amazing.
And it's so important to do so because, you know, this is what I did with social media. Like everybody's always said, Tony has a very, very unique way of simplifying things that are harder to understand. You know, the power of social media. 15 years ago, I was saying we went from door knocking to door clicking. So it's like, they're like, oh, the modern day front door is a door click. And the modern day front door says 24 mutual friends, 7 similar interests. You both have a dog named Roxy and you're both diehard Red Sox fans living in Los Angeles. The front door of a house does not say that. And so, you know, the modern day mailbox is the news feed on social media. And what are our mailboxes full with at our house? Junk mail. What are the news feeds full of? Junk mail. But we still have to filter through because we know that there's important things in there. And so we need to use it. So with crypto, I was just like, you know, first of all, they took your gold away in the 30s and gave you a piece of paper that has no value. Second, God created the digital world too. Everything's powered by the creation. We mine the physical mountains for metals that we give a value to. We mine the digital world for numbers that we give a value to. And when you look at it that way, people are just like, all right, you know, it's just like.
Ozzy's got a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Hey Tony, thanks for pouring into us today. I learned a lot. I don't know anything about this, super beginner at this. And one of the questions I have is I have a app that I use to do email marketing, email blasts. And I was reading what it says. It says that it has content validation, security measures where it blocks certain keywords from being used, like drugs, pornography, and cryptocurrency. And I wanted to see what exactly, why is it blocking that? How do we stay safe from people that are using this new thing in a malicious way so that we can know how to stay protected? So what do scams look like?
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think cryptocurrency being a tag word, you know, a preventable word, even the social media channels, Facebook and Instagram, you know, there's protections of people who are using the word and stuff like that. Is just because it's new and there are a lot of people who are taking advantage of people. But once again, let's go back in time and tell me if you would respond or get scammed in any of these cases. If somebody sent you a message on Instagram or an email right now saying Dr. Professor Jahard something in Dubai has recently passed away and he left, you know, $1 billion for you, and you just need to click this link so that we can find out where to send you this billion in US dollar. It's ready to go. It's just sitting in the bank and you're listed as the person who's supposed to receive it. Do any of you respond to that? No. And that's US dollar because, you know, nobody's going to email that. That's for real. So what I tell people with the crypto stuff is anyone who directs messages you or WhatsApps you or WeChats you or whatever it is, anyone who's messaging you or texting you about something of cryptocurrency to invest in or, you know, do it now, like this is, you know, whatever it is, ignore it because no one who is an expert in this field and is trustworthy would ever DM anyone for an investment opportunity. We're going to get on the phone. We're going to talk to them. We're going to, do a Zoom call where everybody can see each other's faces. You're going into a dashboard, and that's with anything. If somebody said they were from Edward Jones and DM'd you on Instagram saying, hey, I'm a stockbroker and I have this amazing new investment opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I work for Edward Jones. None of you are responding to that, because that's not how you do it. You call people, right? You email people with verification processes and stuff like that. So I would just say that's the easiest way to not get scammed is don't respond to things that are just DMs and private messages. I also will say, you've heard the horror stories. Oh, somebody lost their passkey login to their crypto wallet and lost millions of dollars of Bitcoin, or they were scammed and their account was taken over. I have never heard of anyone getting their crypto wallets hacked that have two-step authentication verification, where you get a text if somebody's even attempting to change passwords or log into your account from a different device. That's the same for social channels. I was just on a conversation with somebody yesterday, and she goes, my Instagram account got hacked. I lost 10,000 followers. Like, Instagram's not doing anything for me, blah, 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 blah. And I go, how did you get hacked if when they tried to go and log into your account, it sent you a passcode to your phone? Oh, I didn't have two-step authentication. Why? So any of you on this call on anything, bank, crypto, social channels that don't have two-step authentication enabled in your settings, do that today. If there's anything you leave with today, do that.
Thank you.
And the airdrops too, right? If you have like the Phantom app or you're doing that, like if you get an airdrop that's like, oh, click on this because you get a free like if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah, and today was very, very basic. The advanced stuff in trading and investing and all these other companies that are out there that I teach, and like the advanced stuff of crypto and stuff like that. But today was just, kind of give you guys some knowledge and where you feel like you're just not completely at space, when it comes to this new world.
So I have a question. If anybody's got a question, type in the chat or raise their hand. So if you're following crypto, right, it's kind of, from what I've read, Tony, it's like not following the normal cycle. Like it's like less predictable, I think, with some of the different changes going on. Some people say it's going to be a bull market and it's about to take off. Some people are saying it's a bear market. Do you have any gauge on where you think things are going to go?
Yeah, nobody has a crystal ball. It's the same with real estate, right? Hey, what do you think real estate's going to do this year? Here's what I think. There's a lot of very, very intelligent crypto experts out there that are all saying by the end of this year, Bitcoin could easily be $200,000 a token. You have people like Michael Saylor on CNBC saying that he feels that Bitcoin will be 13 million a coin. And when the news anchors were like, what? His response couldn't be debated. His response was, even at 13 million a token, it's 7% of world assets. And it's already $1 trillion global asset. So he goes, it's not like it would be 50% of worldwide assets. So why couldn't it be 5%? Nobody thought it would ever be even $1 trillion asset. And so, before the next big drop, I just don't see it happening this year with all of the hype and positivity behind it. So I personally think it is going to. I'm not telling you guys to listen to me. I'm not telling you
not financial advice.
I'm simply just saying what I think based off of everybody I follow. And, I go to you think real estate conferences are big. I speak in Dubai, Brazil, Toronto, Italy, to crypto conferences that have 20 to 30,000 people in the audience. I mean, these are massive, massive conferences, and all of the CEOs of the largest cryptos are there, you know, speaking and stuff like that. So I highly recommend, you know, regardless of what happens with the price of it, or how long a bull run would go before a bear market, is create your Proppy account, start reading their emails, take a crypto certification course, follow Proppy.inc on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, Tony_Giordano, and never hesitate to reach out. There's one more Instagram account I want you guys to follow, even though we're not talking about it, but they're very intertwined, which is AI. Evolving.ai is by far the #1 best artificial intelligent Instagram channel over all of them. Evolving.ai is the username on Instagram. And that's just, once again, knowledge is power. I'm going to be talking about AI at Family Reunion on the social media channel and stuff like that. But crypto and AI coming together is going to change the whole game.
That's amazing. I know we're at time. So altcoin season, do you think that's going to happen?
What'd you say?
Altcoins? Do you have a bunch of altcoins, like other projects besides Bitcoin? I know we're at time. I want to pick your brain, and I'm going to squeeze that one in. Like XRP and
yeah,
Cardano.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to give you guys all something. Okay. This is a special thing because, you know, I do have my own mastermind program that has about 3,000 agents nationally. Awesome. Where twice a month everybody's on a call like this and you mastermind with me. And the link that I just put in there, Rise Masterminds, will take you to a page that takes it from $200 a month to $50 a month. It's a special page, and it's very inexpensive. You get all of my resources, all of my topics. You can watch me on demand. You get 2 live calls a month, and it's a really great program. And I wanted to give that all to you guys today too, because it's got even further stuff on crypto, all the different topics that have to do with building your business and stuff like that. But going back to your question about the altcoins. So the big ones that I would say, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Proppy, the Pro token, Solana, XRP, which is Ripple, Doge, DOGE, because of just how much it's being embraced. It's always a key thing. Chainlink, Cardano. Yeah. I mean, those seem to be the most. Yeah, they're all in the top 20 for good ones, but I will give you a definite thing to always remember is there's only 2 ways a crypto can have a massive run, like a particular crypto, is it's truly valuable, meaning its use, its widespread acceptance, its functionality, what it actually is, what its purpose is. And anytime you're on Coinbase and you're on the profile of a particular crypto like Ethereum or Bitcoin, if you scroll down on the Bitcoin profile on Coinbase, it'll tell you what it is. And it'll tell you why what its purpose is. Ethereum is a universal blockchain that allows other altcoins to use their blockchain for smart contracts in their existence. So that's valuable. And then the other way a crypto can have a massive run is popularity contest. Like it's just like how Doge was started as a joke. There was no value Dogecoin gave. It was a joke just to see what would happen. And it skyrocketed because of popularity. Everybody just wanted to own this dumb one. Now, look at it. Now it's being used by Elon Musk. It's going to be the currency of X, formerly Twitter. You can buy Teslas with Dogecoins. And now it's starting to serve a purpose. So it's switching sides. But anything that's not those 2 things, it's not going to go anywhere. But the most important one is what is its purpose? What is its utility? use. And that's always something you should look at.
So you don't do meme coins?
A little, but
I know we're at time. I don't mean to.
no,
Yeah. I mean, this is first up. That link you gave is $50 a month, which is so nice because it's usually it's $50 for the year, and usually it's $200 a month. So I did not know you were going to do that. So thank you. And yeah, your coaching is like what, $10,000 a month for crypto coaching? That's what you charge, isn't it? Something like that.
No.
What do you charge for crypto coaching?
My crypto, I see where you're getting it confused. My crypto coaching is about $3,000 a month for high level like coaching.
Okay, one-on-one. Okay.
The company who teaches me and the company who does all of what like they've taught me over the last 5 years, they charge $10,000 a month. And I'm constantly, on calls with them, but I just don't expect other people to pay that much. And I can just turn around and simplify it and teach people so that they get it. That their stuff is very advanced.
Yeah. I mean, $3,000 a month. And so, I mean, for one-on-one coaching. So yeah, it's just amazing to
yeah, that's for one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
The risemasterminds.com link that I put in the chat, that's my mastermind program. So a bunch of different things that you get. And it tells you everything you get on that page. But one-on-one coaching for cryptos is that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. I'm definitely going to do it. And I'm not, you guys know, I don't promote stuff intentionally. I'm going to do it. So if you don't do it, I will be talking about it because this is important for our industry and it's kind of getting ahead of it. It sounds like,
get ahead of it.
Yeah.
Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it now, people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Cool. Okay. Awesome. So cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for everything. And then if anybody's got questions or they know where to find you, we'll get the links, right?
Yeah. DM me on Instagram too, whatever it might be, but you guys I'm easily findable on what I gave you guys today. And Stephanie, if you're still there, Cash App, you can use Cash App for your Bitcoin wallet, but I'm all about security. The highest levels of security. So I don't even keep my crypto in Coinbase and crypto.com. Those are centralized exchanges like Cash App to be able to buy and sell it back to US dollar and then pay taxes on it. I go into, you have to use them centralized exchange. And then the second I do buy a bunch of Bitcoin or anything in those apps, then I move it to the blockchain on a nano ledger on Web3. And that's where all of my crypto exists. Which is decentralized. So Web3 is the decentralized blockchain that I hold all my crypto in. And if I want some, then I have to send it back to my centralized wallet, which is Coinbase, crypto.com, that the government regulates and controls, and then convert it to US dollar to then go buy something or take my profits and then now pay taxes on it. But I hold everything off of centralized exchanges. It's all on decentralized exchanges on the blockchain.
Right. That's amazing. So cool. Wow. Thank you for your time. Brittany had a last question. Are you able to take one?
I'm so sorry.
What's
Can
that?
I ask you a quick question, Tony? It was revolving around the real estate stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Okay, so you just said something you just said something that sparked it for me. So I've heard this conversation. I'm in Disney right now, and somebody was talking about buying a house in crypto, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. So my question is, how like when we're doing everything with the house stuff and the finances, it has to sit and simmer in the bank for so long, right? Does it have to do the same thing when it comes to crypto and title purchasing, all of that stuff?
I've seen everything is a paper trail, right? So if you show a bank verification of assets to qualify for a mortgage, and you show them coin, which banks do take that now in account. And if I show a bank that I have, $1 million in Coinbase of a certain crypto, and they go, great, they're still going to say, show me the history that money has been there for longer than 2 months or 3 months, or did you just now do it? Plus, I can't buy that crypto without my bank statement showing that I just bought it. So no matter what, there's going to be a trail that seasoned money, so that you can't just say I have $1 million in crypto and they say, well, where did it come from? Did you buy it? No, some guy in Dubai sent it to me for verification of assets for you guys, and it's only been in there for 2 weeks. It's gonna come out. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much for that. Thank you.
But there's, you know, escrow companies and everybody taking earnest money deposits now with crypto. I think Fidelity Title is really trying to get in the front for being a national title company that is very crypto savvy. Proppy obviously is in the front of everyone, but for what they're doing, and hopefully they become a national title company, because then it's over. But Proppy's amazing for all the services that they offer.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, so we'll get all the links. And so this was so cool. And then, so yeah, we'll see you next week in Vegas when we're presenting the ADHD Advantage. So it's
Still
going to
at
be
7 a.m.
7 a.m. So that is the time we were given. And so we are going to, I mean, last time we had 500 people that couldn't get in. So this might actually be an opportunity for people that, like, how bad do you want it, right? Get up and get there at 7 a.m. So everybody in that room will be really wanting to be there. And, you know, who knows, we'll probably have people outside as well.
Yeah, and if anybody on the call or who listens to this before family reunion, if you're going to family reunion, we'll see you at our Tyler and I's. But then later that day at 2:00 is my second session on social media. It'll be a panel, and that'll be at 2:00 same day. You'll see it in your agenda. All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.